Every day, thousands of people cross the border between Guangdong Province and the Special Administrative Region of Macau, known as Aumen in Chinese. Visiting the city's historic center, you just might feel as if you've been transplanted to Europe. Macau was actually the last European colony in continental Asia. The Portuguese returned it to China in 1999. There aren't any hostels here, but the Sanva Hotel is about as close as you'll get. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done for budget accommodation in Macau. A good way to see the mix of cultures here is by visiting a few of the religious sites, such as the Quan Tai Temple, dedicated to a general from the Three Kingdoms era, who is worshipped in Taoism and Buddhism. Stroll through the colorful Senado Square, a popular place for tourists and locals alike. Next up, check out St. Dominic's, a Baroque-style church built in the 16th century. Once upon a time, Macau was a center of Christianity in East Asia. Up in the church's bell tower is the Treasure of Sacred Art Museum, which houses over 300 religious artifacts. Now you're probably pretty hungry, so it's time to try one of Macau's most famous snacks. Head to Sei Ki Cafe and order up a tea or coffee, alongside a delectable pork chop bun. Keep walking up the busy pedestrian shopping street, and you can also pick up some awesome jerky and Portuguese egg tarts. This street will take you straight up to the ruins of St. Paul's, a former church and college whose facade is the most famous landmark of colonial Macau. Get your selfie stick ready and snap some photos. Off in the distance, you can see the new side of the city towering overhead. A short walk up the hill brings you to the Mont Fort, which was established to protect from pirates. Quite a few cannons remain atop the fort, which make for good photo ops. You can imagine them pointed at the hideous casinos. From here, you get a great panoramic view of the city. The fort now houses the Museum of Macau, open from 10 to 6 and closed on Mondays. This museum offers a nice insight into the history of the former colony, plus its culture, traditions, and people. Here's a little preview of what you'll see on display. Now that you've learned a lot about Macau's past, it's time to check out the modern face of the city, which is primarily focused on one industry: gambling.